Lindsay Daphne will start us off with the serve. Up in the air, and we're underway here in Wilkinson Hall in the first set. Right there, an ace, and the first good point for Indiana.
Try a couple of different things from the service line. That's a great way to get started.
Daphne is probably the strongest server for this Indiana team, and that's what she'll do for these Indiana Hoosiers. Michigan State takes the serve. Paula Sarame with a small dig. A kill attempt there by Coolid, and it's quickly 2-1 Indiana. And you brought up the name Yosia. That's pretty much where it all revolves around for Michigan State. Coming in with the most kills on her team, 271.
Yeah, well, they're in a 6-2 formation too, so they're going to run a lot of stuff through. They use two different setters, Zoe Nunez and Julia Bishop. It's nice to have Nunez back, though, coming off of that injury.
A good dig there by Paula Sarame. Then on the left side, Maddie Saris with a soft tip. A good play here by Michigan. Michigan does the same with a tip. Indiana gets it over one more time. Yosia with the pass, excuse me. And so the point goes to Indiana.
Over and catch him off the second hit. But Nunez was not surprised. Indiana stays with it, though. Off to a strong start.
Alonzo Corsellis' serve just barely scrapes the top of the net. But a good reaction by Michigan State. A soft hit by Maddie Saris, but it falls in between the hands of that front line.
And it's a really good job kind of catching him off guard for Saris.
Service error by Alonzo Corsellis.
And that puts an end to the impressive stat there for Corsellis, where she had more service aces than errors on the season. Now it's 14-14.
Great effort there by Cameron Hayworth, but it's to no avail as that one was played out of bounds, so Michigan State will get the point. So serving for Michigan State, Neil Okur, a junior from Turkey. We have 3 total players from Turkey, 2 for Michigan State, 1 for Indiana. But then again, Michigan State with another point. So
wanted to keep playing together, and they've found a pretty good program for that.
A service error by Michigan State, but to your beloved worldwide.
And I mentioned those two Spartans playing together.
And a top kill there by Hayworth, but it was dug up by Michigan State. Now there we go, a strong kill by Morgan Geddes. Geddes coming back for her second game from injury. Back in this one against Michigan State, so good to see her on the court.
That's about as good as an opportunity you're going to get for the Hoosiers. Hayworth didn't even have to try any trickery or anything with that, just said it. They knew where it was going, right to the middle to Geddes. And that's what Geddes' bread and butter is.
So good back-to-back blocks by Michigan State by that front line.
But the anticipation we've seen a couple times so far in this one finally gets it done.
Aslian, 6'4", outside hitter freshman, to your point. An attempt to dig there, but that one goes to the side court seats.
Or transfers, and they have a new head coach in Leah Johnson, her first year. But the chemistry has been pretty solid so far this season.
A great block there by Maddie Saris. So back-to-back blocks, one by each team. Quite the opposite, a lot of veteran experience for them. So it'll be interesting how both styles match up today. They set up Geddes on the outside, but that one goes out of bounds, so the point will go to Michigan State.
By surprise a little bit.
Jalen Swain with the serve. First time we've said her name in the broadcast. Good dig there by Yosia. A little bit Geddes seemed to be tipped that one over. Yosia one more time gets her right hand on it. Good dig there by Paula Sarame. Just slightly tapped over, and good job by Rebecca Poljan to get the point there for the Spartans.
Well, here
Yosia has played in every game that Michigan State has had this season as they get another point there. So they're on a 3-0 scoring run here in this early first set. Swain, a service error there on that one, so it'll make it 10-8.
So that includes all freshmen and transfers in.
So another service error. Michigan State just had one moments ago, and now Indiana repeats the same. And that's something, Ben, that you don't want to do. That's just the basics of volleyball. So for either team, if they want to pull away with a lead, they can't have those type of errors.
Well, I think they both need to come out a little more aggressive. And that's what we're seeing with these errors.
Great dig there by Sarame. Good bounce back by Geddes. Up there on the block. Good dig there by Alonzo Corsellis. A little bit of a rally going. The whistle is blown. The point will go to Indiana.
Rosales is doing a beautiful job. We've seen her have 2 digs now where she's on the floor covering a lot of ground for this Hoosier back line.
Sarame getting back in formation after the serve, but they're off the hands of the front Indiana line.
Team, and she's been one of the most effective for the Spartan team defensively.
So Indiana looking for a call, saying that somebody tipped it, but here's Zoe Nunez serving for Michigan State. Zoe Nunez was out for about a month.
So just across the state of Indiana.
Daphne back in to do what this Indiana team loves to do with their serves, but a good reaction there by Michigan State.
Indiana has a lot of experience, and I think both of these things have showed Michigan State has a few more errors than Indiana.
So off the hands of a Michigan State defender, and Savannah Cooley gets the kill. But now they meet one more time, and they'll actually meet in a week, but that time they'll be playing in East Lansing.
And just a week from today, it's a weird, quick turnaround that they're going to have, but they're going to know each other pretty well.
Indiana's just 1 game ahead of Michigan State in the Big Ten Conference. Great reaction there by Poljan, and another point for Michigan State. A good setup there, perfect setup for Savannah Cooley by Indiana.
Power that she was getting earlier in the set.
Cooley had herself a Friday night against Purdue. She had 12 kills, 5 blocks, 5 digs.
Not only a Big Ten name, something to look at in the whole country as well.
Good attempt there by Hayworth, but it kind of scraped the top of the net. Out of reach of Isa Lopez, so another point for Michigan State.
New to Michigan State, but were teammates before occurrences.
Good dig there by Sarame. A strong attempt by Geddes, but it goes out of bounds. But then in February was offered the head coaching job at Michigan State. So she transferred programs and now is in her first year as a Michigan State Spartan.
For Geddes.
Geddes, just her 2nd game back from injury, already 4 kills in this one. A good attempt there by Indiana, but it goes all the way into the back stands.
And Jalen Swain still serving. She's had quite the run her first time around from the service line.
A little bit of an awkward hit by Geddes coming down, seemed to not have her full body weight in front of her. Ben, you just said it a few moments ago, Swain has been doing a good job there behind the service line for Michigan State in this one. Geddes with the attempted kill off the hands of Swain.
So defensively, though, is where the Hoosiers have struggled.
So Carly Mills, the server. We've seen a little bit of Carly so far in this game, which is a little bit unusual. She's been having a little bit less playing time as of lately, but good to see her back on the court. Off the hands of Geddes, but they're going to say it went and took a weird bounce off the net, so the point will go to Michigan State.
Just trying different things. I know this Indiana team has showed a lot of potential in these last 4 matches, so that you're going to switch it up a little less, but
Yosia with a service error, so a given point to Indiana. Now the lead is cut down to 3. Up in the air, that serve seemed to be almost out of bounds, but it was played by Michigan State. Michigan State setting things up now. Out of the way, Geddes gets out of the way, and so it goes out of bounds. So it's 21-17. Somebody must have touched it there for Indiana.
I might have hit off Geddes. I don't know if she got out of the way quick enough. I don't know.
Alonzo Corsellis, but we see there one more time, Aisley in for Michigan State, another block.
One of those upperclassmen being graduate student Zoe Nunez. You guys mentioned her earlier, but she reached 4,000 career assists and 1,000 career digs earlier in the season. Obviously, her missing a month due to her knee injury.
Point there on that last play. 22-18 now, but a great serve there by Indiana, service ace. But that's a great point. Not a lot of kills for the score that we have right now. So good serve there by Zuloff. Off the hands of Hayworth. And Alonzo Corsellis with the dig. Good rebound there by Michigan State. They're playing it close near the net, but Corsellis one more time. Good dig there by Yosia. A slight tap over there by Aslian, but it's no avail. So Indiana, a little bit of a rally going here between both teams. Who's going to win this one? A great dig by Sarame. Back over for Michigan State. Michigan State one more time, and Indiana's going to win it.
Here at Wilkinson Hall, had a very outstanding career so far for the Hoosiers.
So another serve by Zuloff, just off the hands there by Geddes.
So there's that switching things up, the unpredictability that I was talking about. We haven't seen as much from either of these teams. Michigan State finally uses it to perfection there.
Abby Olin with the serve, a strong attempted kill there by Hayworth, but good defense by Michigan State. Then speaking of Hayworth, she decides to attack that one once again.
But you can see with her height there, with her left hand, and there's a perfect example of how she can play multiple ways.
23-21 the score. So we're coming down to the wire here in this first set. They give the point to Michigan State. Indiana looking around for a call.
She just didn't know that it was touched by Khalid.
So a net violation by Cameron Hayworth gets this first set to a close. 25-21, Michigan State wins it early in that first set, but then Michigan State was able to pull away in the late teens, so now they'll start with the serve after they're up early, 1-0. A little bit of miscommunication there by the Hoosiers, but are able to rebound there just out of reach of Paula Sarame. She actually got a hand on it, but wasn't able to come up with that dig cleanly.
So she'll get a serve here.
A service error there for Michigan State, so now it goes to one apiece. Already 5 service errors for Michigan State, 3 for Indiana. A great block there on that front line. That was Okur. A good dig there by Michigan State. Good play there by Osea. But then just tapped over by Cameron Hayworth, and Hayworth.
How much she's doing. This Michigan State defensive line or back line has kind of been saving the front line.
An error there by Jalen Swain.
Now the Hoosiers started the first set strong. Got to keep it going towards the middle section.
Off the hands of Saris to Sarame. Alonzo Corsellis on the left side. Good defense there by Michigan State, and there's a good kill by Okur. A much-needed point for Michigan State, brings it to 3-2 now here in the second set.
Putting it perfectly.
Okur now leads her Michigan State team to 5 kills in this game, and once again, Michigan State doing a good job there on that front line.
Just slightly taps it over, really nice touch for the outside hitter.
Indiana setting things up. Alonzo Corsellis hits it with the right hand. And an attempted kill there. It's going to be a violation there, so the whistle gets blown. Indiana gets the point. It was going to be a tough play to make, just simply because they already had 3 hits on that ball. So Michigan State was in a little bit of a predicament there, but now they throw that one out of bounds. It goes for Indiana.
An immature play. You didn't let the play develop for Michigan State.
It was a good idea, but just a little bit too strong. There's a good dig by Sarame. Saris on the left side. Another good dig now by Swain. Both teams going back and forth. That one just barely scraped the top of the netting and then kind of left.
Or who Indiana would expect to see, but they have some talent kind of at the end of their starting rotation and bench that they can get involved.
And that one's able to find some hardwood. Good job
by Paula Sarame, but it's a really good job by Moore.
A bad play defensively there by Indiana. Pretty much seems to be a little bit of miscommunication by Issa Lopez and Greg Gosno. Sarame will take that one. They set it up for Saris. Out of play, so Michigan State going on a little bit of a run now. 4 straight points.
You haven't had any of those in the last few plays.
So a service error by Julia Bishop.
But that's an impressively low stat. She doesn't like to do anything too special, only 8 service aces.
So they come down with revenge on that one. Aaliyah Moore doing a good job there on that left side. Action here in this second set. Aslian with the serve. They set it up for Saris now on the right side, and good job by the Hoosiers to give it to their most proficient attacker, Saris,
back to Saris. A lot of Michigan State frontline players were kind of expecting that to go towards the middle or over to the right side.
Hayworth gets the serve for the Hoosiers, but now back in their territory. Good dig there by Yosia. They're setting it up for Michigan State. An attempt there by Aaliyah Moore once again. Bit of a rally going. The miscommunication on that front line by Michigan State, but they're able to save it. Now back out to Saris. Off the hands of Aslian. It'll be a free ball for Indiana. Now on the left side, whistle is blown. Point goes to Michigan State, so a tough break there for the Hoosiers.
Can't get anything done. Saris almost had herself a second straight kill.
Jalea Swain back to serve for the Spartans. Off the hands of Saris, back to Saris, and Saris with an exclamation mark. Now makes it 9-8. Saris up to 3 kills to her name in this one. Serves that one just out of reach of Sarame, so good response by Michigan State.
The Spartans are playing fast. Those sets come off quick. The timing has been really good. That time it was O'Gorman, who we haven't seen much today, but just this whole Michigan State unit on the same page.
The whistle gets blown immediately. Cameron Hayworth tried to save that one, but it was going to be a tough task. So now the Michigan State Spartans lead by 3.
When you're down, not only in the match, but in the set as well.
Geddes with the attempted kill there. They go to Alonzo Corsellis. A good attempt there by Aslian, but just out of the reach of her hands.
Open that up for Corsellis, who hasn't done much today.
And an error there, which gives Indiana a service ace. Sarame back to serve. Set up there on the left side to O'Gorman. But it's a bad play there on that Indiana front line, so the point will go for Michigan State.
Couldn't keep it in bounds.
Nunez back to serve for the Hoosiers. That ball was played basically on the Indiana bench. Good block up front by the Hoosiers, but the point will go to Michigan State as that one bounces out of bounds. Upset, but now back here in the second set. A good play there once again by that Michigan State front line, Okur.
That's a perfect play from Okur. Indiana didn't have time to get back into formation, coming right off the serve.
Good serve there. Carly Mills, a good job to dig that one up. Michigan State leading off. A good block there. Now an attempted kill. Yosia with the dig. Aslian tried to send it over. They set it up now on the right side. Back up near the lights. It's going to be a tough play. Good job by Yosia with good court awareness. The rally going here. And a good kill there by Indiana. Ashley Zuloff, actually, never mind. It was out of, the ball was still in play.
This Michigan State defense has really turned it up from the beginning of this match, beginning of this first set. Yosia has been everywhere.
So once again, Savannah Cooley just tapped it over there on the net, but things picked back up. So now 14-12. Michigan State still in the lead. That one barely scrapes the top, but it goes over. Hayworth with a strong kill, but Indiana has scored 3 straight points. A bit of a knuckleball serve there by Indiana, but Michigan State was able to play it off well. And once again, Aslian with the block there for the Spartans.
That Corsellis could have done with it, but just really good job taking the opportunity for Michigan State.
Aslian and Okur both have 3 blocks already in this game. Indiana only has 1.
Had a failed attack on the last one. This time it's as perfect as it gets. I think it touches the line in the back corner, which is about as close to being out as you can.
Service error by Corsellis. Brings the lead back to 2 for Michigan State.
Kevin, I'm interested in see what this guy's drawing behind the server right here. He's got a stick figure with a Spartan head on it. He can go a lot of different directions with that one.
That's the Indiana student section sporting. Bishop back to serve for the Spartans. Hayworth with another fast attempted kill. Slight tap over. Saris on the left side, off the hands of Qureshi. So another kill for Saris.
So effective, but I think Indiana now being able to control the game.
These next 3 or 4 points, Ben, is what's really going to matter to see who wins this one. And Michigan State, they're a little bit of a misplay. Seems that Michigan State has done a good job to keep this second set with a 3 or 2 point margin, but they're a service error.
When Michigan State makes an error, they're right back in at the next play.
You see there the unique angle that Cameron Hayworth serves takes, and it works out in their favor there. The point goes to Indiana.
The huge contract extension at Illinois State passes it up to join a Big Ten program.
So that one just out of reach of any Michigan State player.
Yeah, Zuloff is a redshirt junior. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time this year, and she's had a lot of moments where she's proved why she should get playing time.
So a service error, which feels like the common theme for both teams.
Come up with the smell that coleslaw has in my head, to be honest with you.
To your point, I do think I kind of agree with you. Off the hands of Michigan State, so the point goes to IU.
Matt has been able to control the last few volleys.
It seems that Indiana's been able to bring things within one or even tie it, but now, as I was just about to say, the Hoosiers can't get out to a lead. They take the 20-19 lead. So we'll resume play here as that one's out of reach of Hayworth, so now tied up at 20 apiece. Michigan. Josiah back to serve for the Spartans.
I'm concerned about our guy who apparently really does not like the smell of coleslaw. Maybe he's allergic or something. You might have to get that looked at because I don't think he could smell that bad.
That was an unfortunate pass by the Hoosiers back line. So the point goes to Michigan State. Michigan State.
We've seen in the last few plays. There hasn't been a whole lot of work for Sarame, but see her there.
Out of play, out of reach, I should say, from
Michigan State to Indiana. You know, not a whole lot of runs, not a whole lot of servers getting a lot in a row.
Things have been pretty close by both teams. Just keep in mind, Michigan State won the first set by only 4 points. Setting things up on the left side. Good there by Josiah. Gosnell reached over. That one was clear as day. She just reached over and tapped that one, so that will be a violation. The point goes to Michigan State. Nunez with the serve. Hayworth. Now they give it to Gosnell. A good play there by O'Gorman to just slightly get off Indiana off balance. Good dig there by Josiah. But there's a miss hit by O'Gorman, so the point goes to Indiana.
Just not able to read the defense as well as you would have liked.
Good dig by Mills. Off the hands of Michigan State, so Indiana now takes the lead.
She's making it known why she should get more playing time. Hasn't played a ton yet this season, but
right there, a strong kill by Michigan State. Back and forth here. O'Gorman getting the serve now. This is probably the most crucial point of the match so far. It goes off the hands of Michigan State, so Indiana now just 1 point away from sneaking out a victory here in this second set. Yelling at something to Fitzer, probably what they want to do here with this serve. So Indiana 24, Michigan State 23. Good block there up front, and the point goes to Indiana. So the Hoosiers win this second set, 25-23.
and really until the end of the second half, we haven't seen it much.
So Paula Sarame will take the first serve here in this third set. It'll be a free ball for the Hoosiers. Sarah's kept that one in play. Sarame does a good job to make it playable. That one's a little bit too strong by Alonzo Corselis. Never mind, it stays in bounds. So the point.
Letting that one go.
Paula Sarame again with the serve. Setting things up on the right side is Indiana off the hands of Nunez.
She wasn't really that far from the ball. She was just going in the wrong direction, so it's hard to make a play.
Horashi took that one. Good block up there by Kool-Aid. And now 3 straight points for the Hoosiers. Sarame not doing damage defensively this time around, doing damage from behind the service line as that's played off the hands of Horashi. Savannah Kool-Aid with an attempted kill. Good block there by Nunez. I should say dig. Back on the right side. Good block there up front by the Spartans. So that's their first point here in this third set. 3-1 the score now.
Beautiful job as a middle blocker.
6 blocks already for this Michigan State team. It'll be a free ball for Indiana. Alonzo Corsellis takes it. On the right side, a little bit too strong by Ashley Zuloff, so now it's 3-2 Michigan State.
Because you know you want to try to hit it over, but when they were almost touching the back line, you don't have a lot of room to hit it over. It just goes out of bounds.
Alonzo Corsellis from the left side, but a good dig there by the Michigan State back line. Little two-handed push by Zuloff. Now blocked up front by Corsellis. A misplay there by Moore. So another point for Indiana. 4-2 now here in this third set. Zuloff now back to serve for the Hoosiers. That one off the netting. Poljan was trying to get the kill there, but just spiked it into the net.
Yes, we haven't seen Julia Bishop as much in that setter position. We know they were on a 6-2.
A lot of force behind that one. It went off the hands of Indiana and then straight into the bleachers. Salen Ashleyan with the service error. Another point for the Hoosiers, 6-3.
In their own heads after blowing that second set, they would have gone up 2-0, 2-0, but that's a strong advantage.
A good block there by Indiana as Michigan State tried to set things up on the left side. But that one hits the top of the netting, so the point will go to Michigan State.
It's more of the same that they have to keep going. Michigan State kind of capitalizing on their weaknesses.
Whistle is blown. They'll give the point to Michigan State. It's funny, Ben, just all 3 of these sets have been played in pretty much the exact same fashion, just, back and forth at the start. Somebody runs away with it in the middle, and then at the end, somebody just decides to come up and take it. And that's what we saw in the first set for Michigan State.
So far, and I think both of these teams are figuring out the other team a little bit better too, which is why these leads are even less than 3 most of the time.
Setting things up on the right side. Good block there by Michigan State. And I've been saying that a lot tonight. Michigan State with their 7th block of the game.
That was easy for her. One of the easiest blocks you're going to get on the year.
Josia back to serve for the Spartans. As Indiana now hits that one a little bit too strong. Michigan State now ties it up 7-7.
When you're not as into it as a lot of these other players on the front line are.
A strong kill there by Indiana. Maddie Saris responsible for that one. Referees are actually talking it over with Leah Johnson. So they'll actually see if somebody got a finger on it. So the point will go to Indiana, so it will say 8-7.
He or she gave up their whistle to a fan.
I wonder if that's in the NCAA rule book.
It probably isn't, because I don't know if they've ever seen it before.
So now off the hands of Michigan State. So back-to-back points for Indiana. 9-7 now.
Happens.
I believe you can attribute that just simply because how young this team is. Big Ten games, Big Ten away games, I should say, are never easy. That one off the hands of a few Michigan State defenders. So another point for Indiana. 3 straight points now.
Energy was just off the chains, a lot better than it was today.
So a bad play by Michigan State off the serve of Cameron Hayworth.
One will not be given to the official, though, because they didn't go through with the whistle for shirt trade.
So back-to-back errors by Michigan State.
Michigan State's just out of sorts. This is not the team that we saw in the first and second set. But sometimes that's all you need right there is kind of
Zoe Nunez back to serve for the Spartans. On the right side, the Hoosiers attack, and guess who? Maddie Saris.
And it's worked perfectly for Indiana so far today, especially in this third set. 5-point lead now.
Carly Mills comes into the game, takes that one off her left arm. But that one's out of play. Hayworth tried to do the best she could, but the point will go to Michigan State. But the call will stand, 13-9. Now on the right side, off the hands of Michigan State, and Indiana in a little bit of...
If you're Indiana, they have a lot of depth that they're showing at the outside hitter position, which is not what we saw in the first set.
A good play there by Alonzo Corsellis. Gets a dig under her name. Makes it now 15-9. Paula Sarame will start things off back again with being behind the service line, so she'll serve for the Hoosiers. Service error there. The 7th service error for Indiana.
She's been very clean from the service line. She likes to try a lot of different things, though, and that's what can happen when you get too fancy.
On the right side, off the hands of Michigan State defenders.
They got the block, but it still falls on their own side.
That was a 5th kill for Alonzo Corsellis. Oh, a great play, but digged up by Paula Sarame. They're going to say it was out of bounds. So another service error.
We're going to see it here. They're down 6 in this third set. We were talking about how close it was. These were the kind of errors that either didn't happen as much in the first couple of sets or happened for both Indiana and Michigan State, and Indiana's cut them out.
Saris from the right side, now Michigan State. Alonzo Corsellis with the dig. Saris once again, but a great block there by Poljan.
She had the forearms in front of her, but she gets it all the way to the right arm to get that angle that goes out of bounds and still gets Indiana the point.
That one's off the hands of Sarame. Not much you could do there. Point goes to Michigan State.
Michigan State, where they really just got to their setter and got exactly what they wanted, were able to play it by themselves, where Indiana couldn't do anything about it.
So Maddie Saris finds the back line. It barely... Ashley Zuloff with the serve for the Hoosiers. Here's Poljan with the little tip over, gets the point for her team.
Sometimes those tough plays where you don't really see it coming, it's hard to adjust that fast.
Issa Lopez took the serve there, but just hit it immediately over, and that one falls through. So Michigan State back-to-back points. A 5-point lead for the Hoosiers here in this third set. And that's just a tough play by Morgan Geddes. Geddes just simply went off her arms and went behind the Indiana bench. So you'll see her back to serve. Sarame keeps that one in play. They hit it over. Michigan State now setting things up. Geddes tapped it with the 2 hands. A soft tap there. Sarame keeps that one alive. Indiana now hits it over for the Michigan State side. A little bit of a rally going. Geddes to Hayworth. Back to Saris. Who's going to win this rally? Michigan State or Indiana? Sarame with another dig. Geddes on the left side. A little bit too strong, and Michigan State comes on top.
That's easier said than done.
By far the longest rally we've had in the game today goes to Michigan State. You'll see a good job there to just simply hit it over. Geddes with the tap. That one will find multiple hits, so the points will go to IU.
No one was able to back it up.
The serve by Hayworth scrapes the top of the net. But a good job by Michigan State to play it off. Now on the left side, Saris. Good dig there by Swain. Sarame keeps that one up in the air. Saris, Swain one more time, clapping her hands in excitement. A great play there on the left side by Michigan State. And the Spartans get another point.
Slowly but surely, they're starting to come back in the second set, or third set, excuse me.
That's a good point, Ben. It's just 3-point differential. A little bit of an awkward play on that front line, but Michigan State will regroup. But it works out in their favor. The point goes to the Spartans. And now,
yeah, that gives you just a better opportunity to come back into games if you can get a run going.
Zoe Nunez with the serve. Maddie Saris with the kill. And now 21-18 Indiana here in the third set. Good job by Cameron Hayworth to set her up on that play. Now there's a violation on the serve by Carly Mills.
That'll count as a service error as well.
Yeah,
so
that'll be another service error. Good point, Ben.
We've talked about a few times about how weirdly low they are compared to what the score has, and then it makes sense when you look at the service errors.
So great job there by Savannah Cooley to get the kill.
And especially when Indiana has shown if Michigan State can get a couple of points, then that kind of rattles them.
So
and it could start with service errors like this one. Not being able to put the ball in play on multiple occasions.
Cooley on the right side. They want to say that it stayed in bounds, but it didn't. The point will go to Michigan State.
That's what spreading the floor for Michigan State can do. There was nowhere for Cooley to put it. And when she was in the air, she had to put it somewhere, and that was out of bounds.
Nunez with the good setup there, but Alonzo Corsellis just kind of punches it over. Now out of bounds, and Indiana knew it, so the Hoosiers back on top by 2. The score, so they'll actually overturn it, and it'll go in favor of Michigan State. So now the score will be 23-22.
That's a huge 2-point swing here. So instead of 23-21, it's a tie set.
Julia Bishop with the serve. Alonzo Corsellis decides to try to get a kill. Both teams now playing it forward. Nunez back to Moore. Good dig there by Sarame. Moore blocked up front by Savannah Cooley. And who else, Ben? Who else by Savannah Cooley? A great play there on the front line. And now it's 24-22.
It takes some IQ too.
The score is actually 23-22. Good dig there by Mills. Alonzo Corsellis on the left side decides to tap it over. Moore once again. Moore's been pretty active here in the set. Nunez over there. It's going to be a tough play by the Hoosiers. They hit it over, and the crowd starts to clap, knowing how great of a play that was. A little bit of a rally going here. Sarame, it's going to be a free ball. Now Michigan State. Mills is able to dig that one up. Out of reach of Sarame, so good play there by Michigan State to tie it up 23-23.
All around, another really good volley. This third set, I think, has been a lot better volleyball than we've seen in the first 2 sets.
Enzo Corsellis blocked up there. Good job by that left side. One more time by Michigan State. And Michigan State is into it, 24-23.
But, I mean, you could look at this as one of those opportunities. I mean, you're at set point. And they don't give up.
So Savannah Cooley punches that one into the ground and ties it up at 24. So the Hoosiers staying alive in this third set.
But, I mean, 2-1 is not the end-all, be-all. Purdue went down 2-1 in sets against Indiana. Purdue came out with that victory on Friday.
Now Michigan State setting things up. Good job there by Gosnell. Saris tried to get the kill. Michigan State with some good defense. Sarame just punches that one with both her hands. Now setting up once again on the left side. Cooley with the good block. Moore with the tap, and Michigan State. Leah Moore back to serve for the Spartans. And it's a service error. So we'll stay alive at 25-25. How fitting is right, Ben?
I mean, it's just, those are kind of opportunities when Indiana, you know Indiana is a team that's not going to give up, and you can't just give them a free one, especially when you only need 1 point. And now Indiana only needs 2.
Cooley with the serve. Geddes and Saris were able to get a hand on that block. Now Michigan State, once again, a block there. Issa Lopez gets that one. Saris off the hands of Michigan State. So the Hoosiers go out in front now 26-25. The crowd up on their feet, knowing how much hard work has gone into this set. Can the Hoosiers win it? Cooley with the serve. Setting up on the left side for Saris. Out of play, and the Hoosiers win the third set, 27-25. See there, Rebecca Poljan has been phenomenal for the Spartans, 9 kills so far. Tied for most kills on her teams alongside with Okur.
She was out last time against Michigan, so that's going to be it was very nice to have her back. They didn't play that great against the Blue, obviously a top 25 team in the country.
First point of the first set goes to Michigan State. Now the Hoosiers get the second point. Savannah Cooley with the kill, ties it up at 1-1.
It's a little easier to control from the middle, and she does it to perfection there.
That one just seemed to go off the top of the net, so it'll go in favor of the Hoosiers.
Zoe Nunez, I mean, she's a setter for this team, but she'll come up and take some kills. So only 20 kills coming into this game, but we've seen her with a couple attempts so far today.
And they call the whistle. The whistle is blown there, so the point will go for the Hoosiers. A great play there by Okur. Gets the second point of the set for the Spartans. Good. Avery Horashi now serving for the Spartans. Good effort there by Hayworth. Issa Lopez and Sarame kind of following each other, but they keep it alive. Blocked there by Cooley. Indiana looking to set up now. Alonzo Corsellis off the hands of Horashi. And now it's 4-2 Hoosiers. Six kills and 9 digs to her name in this one. Good job outside hit there by Ashley. And
we saw the first 3 sets. It seems like one team has gotten off to a larger lead than another, but this one has stayed close.
And there, that one just bounces off the knuckles of Issa Lopez.
Spartans are starting to get what they want in terms of where they want the ball to be played.
Saris hits it over. It'll be a free ball for the Spartans. Good job there by Gosnell to dig that one up. A great block up front. Indiana keeping it alive. Saris punches that one over. A kill off the front fingers of Hayworth and Cooley, so a kill for the Spartans, and they take the lead here in this 4-set fight.
Their right side and their middle blocker have done a little better job with solid contact on those blocks.
Another block for Michigan State. That one brings the score to 6-4 and as a team. Saris sends it over, and Michigan State can't block it 3 times in a row. So the Hoosiers, you got to think if you're the Hoosiers, you want to win this game right here and there. So you got to go on a bit of a rally, but a service error isn't going to do that much for you. So Aslian with the serve. Good play there by Saris. Saris with the kill off the hands of the front line for Michigan State. So now Indiana, 6 points here in this 4th set, 7-6.
Which has to do with the kind of hits that she's bringing, the kind of approach that Saris has. Sometimes it's not all about power.
Saris on the left side, off the hands of Horashi, and it bounces on top of the Michigan State bench. So a point for the Hoosiers, ties it up.
And there's not a lot Michigan State's defense can do about it.
If Hayworth can get a good couple serves here for this Indiana team, I think that they can get into a little bit of run and pull away here in this 4th set. Good block by Michigan State. Indiana just sends it over. That one's out of bounds, hit a little bit too strong by Dozima.
Without those hands, there's still a small chance if they do make contact that they keep it in play.
Sarame, great dig there, but that one goes out of play. You see, I wouldn't be surprised here if we see a little bit more back and forth action. Another service error for Michigan State. That'll be their 12th. After another, 1 point after another, I should say. And then at the end, somebody just tails away and gets the victory. Hayworth setting it up the middle, off the hands of Yosia.
Saris.
Speaking of Saris, Saris will take the serve. Great block there by Alonzo Corsellis, and she gets another point for her team.
And if you're a Hoosier fan, right as I was going to say this, but you're a Hoosier fan, you kind of hope they ride this momentum as one of those runs that we've seen in every set so far, but these service errors aren't going to help. Well, if you can get a good serve, then you really open up the volley with controlling where you want the ball to go and how much power you want them to have.
A little bit too strong from Morgan Geddes. So that cuts down the lead back to 1.
I think she was expecting blocks once again, which we saw Michigan State has done a couple of times.
Yosia with the serve. Alonzo Corsellis off the hands once again of Michigan State. So now the lead is back up to 2, 12-10 Indiana.
And it's hard for Michigan State to defend it when the team chemistry of Indiana is this strong. They've worked together a lot. And that's something that Michigan State doesn't possess. That's a huge disadvantage.
Sarame dives for that one.
Sarame's everywhere, but that one might be a little too much to ask for.
Oh, a great play there on the front line of Michigan State. Meredith O'Gorman just gets up with the hops and just taps it over for a point, ties it up at 12.
And she's got to find ways to step up and fill holes.
The whistle is blown immediately. A violation is called, so IU will take the point.
Here's the point where we start to see teams pull away in these sets, at least in these first 3 sets today. But both teams, I mean, you can see how important these sets are to each.
I believe that was off the hands of Alonzo Corsellis or Savannah Cooley. Team comes in with a punch, and the other one comes ready with a counter punch. And we've just seen, it seems like every set is either tied or extremely close. And if you look at the scorecard, that's the exact story.
It's a really good effort there from Corsellis. Just nothing she could do about that one, especially when she was alone. You only got 2 arms there. And Michigan State, for the first time since it was like 1-0 lead this 4th set.
But there, a service error by Horashi, the 13th service error by the Spartans.
Just can't escape them.
Both teams have, it kind of seems that anytime anyone gets in a rally, it's right there, that's a bad play by Yosia, and she knows it. She kind of slapped her hand down in frustration.
It's not really the positioning that's been an issue. I think it's anticipation and controlling the ball.
That one just barely stays in bounds. Waiting for both teams to set up. That one just barely scrapes off the top. Good dig there by Michigan State. Tapped over. Hayworth just seemingly punched that one over on the right side. Good block by Indiana. Up in the air, another good block by the Hoosiers. Savannah Cooley in the back to serve for the Hoosiers. As that one goes off her hands. And good job by Michigan State to come back with a good response.
That's a smart play for the Spartan teams as well. I don't know if that's what they were trying to do, but I'm sure that's not what they were trying to do. Another service error.
25 combined service errors by both teams. It'll be interesting to see what both coaches will say about that in the post-game press conference, just considering, because I don't think either coach wanted that one for their teams.
I'll go.
The serve from Michigan State, blocked up front. Back on the left side, and Marity Saris with an exclamation point on that kill. But Paula Sarame goes down, holding her left ankle. So who knows what her status will be as we continue this 4th set. 18-17, Indiana leads. Make it 18-18 on that service error. So now all tied up. 18-18 here in the 4th set. Indiana leads 2-1. Yosia with the serve. Haley Armstrong takes it off the hands. Alonzo Corsellis with the strong dig, but blocked up front. The point goes to the Hoosiers. Haley Armstrong there with the serve. Cameron Hayworth kept that in play, but it finds the hardwood, and there's a kill by Ashley Zuloff for the Indiana Hoosiers. Haley Armstrong now with the serve. A short serve. Good dig there in the back. Michigan State trying to get there, and a good kill there by Encore. So just 1 point differential between these two teams in the fourth set. That one played by Swain. That one seemed to be going out of bounds, but she kept it in play. Now good block up front. The Savannah Cooley takes it off the hands, but it will go into the net. So
IU is putting on their annual Pink Out game for breast cancer awareness, so you can see many of them wearing those pink shirts. All that being said, they've been really loud today and want nothing more than a win on this Sunday. Back to you guys.
we start off back from the timeout a little bit too strong, so Michigan State will take the point, and they'll take a 1 point lead.
And I think the Indiana student section started to figure out who was serving for Michigan State too. Zoe Nunez had her name on a board, but it does not affect her here. That was a really good serve that set up a good play.
So after a quick little break, we come back here in this fourth set. Michigan State trying to sneak away with a victory and force a fifth. Zoe Nunez with the serve. There's a kill by Savannah Cooley on the right side and ties it up at 21.
What more can we say about Savannah Cooley?
Cooley with 9 kills so far in this game. And speaking of Michigan State, Encore with a kill by herself, so 22-21 now. And every set, including this one, has been as tight as it can be. Off the hands of that front defense, so Hoosiers tie it up at 22.
Like you said, every point matters, and you can't really take moral victories right now.
Alonzo Corsello serves it for the Hoosiers, and that one finds some hardwood. Aslian gets the 23rd point for the Spartans.
Well, that might have been out. I don't know if I would have taken that one.
I completely agree with you, Ben, and I think the Indiana bench would agree with you too, but it doesn't matter. They're able to get the kill there, so 23-23.
2 hits already, just takes her left hand, drills it to the back right corner.
Savannah Cooley with the serve. She bounces that one over.
That's a correct call.
Yeah, that's a good call there by the refs. So it's 24-23 now, Michigan State.
It's been very back and forth. Michigan State, all it took was that review that kind of gave them that point.
So just tipped over by Saris. Played by Geddes, now over on the Michigan State side. Smack down, and that's a good play by Dezima. The Spartans get the 25th point, win the fourth set by a margin of 2, 25. So we're underway here. First one to 15 will win this game.
You know, Lucas mentioned that Michigan State does well in the clutch. That's a whistle.
As an immediate whistle, I thought for a second it could have been a violation on Sarame, but it goes against Michigan State, so Indiana gets the first point.
Have been able to work themselves out of it.
A costly error there by Aslian, so 2 straight points for the Hoosiers.
Early on.
Back over to the Michigan State side. Good play there by Hayworth. Now on the right side, off the hands of Nunez. So 3 straight points for the Hoosiers and a good start here in this fifth set. Hits it near the middle. Michigan State just slightly taps it. Sarame saves that one. Michigan State now getting ready on the left side. A misplay by Aslian and a costly error. So
that's a play that she normally makes. I think she just wanted to push it towards the middle, which is not one of the harder things to do. Not as hard as a kill, but we're not able to get it done.
So 2 strong on that one, so make it 5 in a row for Indiana.
And immediately since coming back, she has a 5-0 impact on this game.
Hit over on the left part of the court. Sarame back to it. Hayworth to Alonzo Corsellis. Corsellis just tapped it over. Off the hands of Saris in the back court, so that's the first point of the 5th set for the Spartans. Qureshi with the serve for the Spartans. Off the hands of Yosia. A good play there by the Spartans to keep that in bounds, but it's going to be a free ball for the Hoosiers. Cooley it off the hands into the bench, and now it's 6-1 Indiana. That is Cooley's 11th kill. Good dig there by Sarame. Alonzo Corsellis hits it far. Michigan State trying to set up here. Saris unable to come up with that cleanly, so now second point for the Spartans, 6-2.
There's Bishop. We'll see if she can serve as well as she can limbo, and
a service error. Serving for the Hoosiers is Emily Fitzer. Now, good dig there by Isa Lopez. Saris on the left side. Yosia setting things up. Another good dig by Sarame. Saris one more time. Out of reach of Yosia, and now it's 8-2. It feels like they've been over there on that side of the court for the majority of the game. But that's a very good point, Ben. So here, good play there by Nunez. A little bit too strong. Isa Lopez able to hit that one up. Maddie Saris, that one barely scrapes the top of the net, but that will do.
How well this front line and these outside hitters have played for Indiana.
So on that previous play, Sarame was able to get her 20th dig of the match.
They almost have 3 players in double digits. Geddes only has 9.
That one, nobody's able to get that one, as that's Rebecca Poljan. Up in the air for Michigan State. Sarame can't get to that one. 10-4 now. Michigan State trying to crawl back into this one. Out of play, a service error, and I've said that 16 total times for the Michigan State Spartans. So a costly error by the Spartans. That was 7-point differential. Indiana trying to set it up. Saris, good block there by the front line. Another good block, back-to-back blocks. Saris one more time, a little bit too strong, so good job and great defense by the Spartans. So now Michigan State here with an opportunity to get a couple points back on the board for them. As Swain serves that one. And a good job there by Aaliyah Moore to just simply smack that one down, and now 11-6, Indiana still in the lead, but Michigan State with a little bit of momentum. Wrapping things up here in Bloomington, Indiana. So there's the first serve, and a great kill there. So here's Cameron Hayworth. Probably a very good person you want at the server position right here in this point of the game. Saris on the outside. Blocked up front, Sarame with the dig. Saris one more time, hits it a little bit too soft. Michigan State trying to get something going, but Saris way too strong on that one, goes into the Michigan State bench. Yosia with the serve for Michigan State. They're setting it up on the left side for Moore. Hayworth was able to get a hand on that. A high pass upstairs near the lights by Sarame. That one's off her collarbone area.
For them, only down 4 now.
Yeah, that's a good point, Ben. Just 4 points separates these two teams. Good court awareness there by Hayworth to reel that one back in so the Hoosiers can play. Great dig by Sarame. Geddes hits it over. Michigan State looking to set up. Sarame with another dig, but that one's going to go out of play. And now the lead coming down and getting shorter and shorter for the Hoosiers. They lead.
And they know how to keep their composure. They know how to stay calm. Because you can have as much energy and be as aggressive as you want, but you got to keep your mind in the game.
Yosia with the serve. Geddes hits it off the hands of that front line. So now the Hoosiers are just 2 points away from winning this game. Maddie Saris in the back part of the court to serve. Good block there by Indiana. They'll go back to Moore. Moore hits that a little bit too strong, so now Indiana just 1 point away from coming. Maddie Saris with the serve, and it's a service error, so the fans here in Wilkinson Hall will have to keep standing. Sarame takes that serve. Now on the right side. Good dig there by Yasia. A good block up there up front, and that will do it for the Hoosiers. The Hoosiers win the 5th set, 15-10. They storm the court, and Indiana improves to 10-10 on the season and 3-5 in conference play.